Hey everyone, welcome to Keller Acres. Today I'm making some lemon blueberry scones. This is actually lemon blueberry scones take 2. I will tell you exactly why in just a minute so that you don't make the same mistake I just made. And I am confident these are going to be delicious. That's why I decided, you know what, that's okay. My first batch, and again, I'll explain to you what happened. I'm still going to bake them. They're still going to be great, but the video just needed to be redone. So this is batch number 2. For this recipe, you are going to need 2 cups of flour. I'm using all-purpose, 1/3 cup of sugar, 3/4 cup of heavy cream, 1/2 cup of unsalted butter, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1 egg. Got my cute little egg. It says Keller on it. And the zest of 1 lemon and 1 cup of blueberries, fresh or frozen. To start, we are going to add our sugar to our flour and our baking powder and our salt. I'm gonna give that a stir. Next, we are going to add our butter. I am gonna actually grate the butter in. This has already got butter on it because like I said, I just did this. And again, I'll be getting to why this is take 2 here in a minute. I like to grate my butter. You could also just cut it in cubes. There's just something really satisfying about grating it like this. I just love watching the little butter come down in slivers. It's just kind of cool. But again, cube it if you prefer. I just think this is kind of fun. Okay. Pastry cutter. Get that all nice and mixed into our flour. So you want to just have this resemble kind of a coarse peas is what they usually say when you mix in your butter. And you're going to want to have a little area lightly dusted with flour. We're going to be putting that onto that here when we go to shape it into our disc after we get this all mixed together. This also, after we get it all done and cut into our little triangles, it's going to go in the freezer for 20 minutes. So during that time, then you can start preheating your oven. I'll just let you know about that now. We're going to be preheating our oven to 400 degrees, but you've got a little time before you need to start that since it's going to go in the freezer for 20 minutes. All right, that is looking good. Next, we are going to whisk our egg into our milk. I need to locate my whisk. Okay, found it. Whisk that together. Just mix it in until the egg is all the way mixed into your milk, your heavy cream, I guess I should say. I'm gonna go ahead and add our lemon zest to our flour mixture. Mix that a little bit. Now, here is where I went wrong on the last batch. I added my milk egg in because I felt like it would be better to mix that in before I added in the blueberries, and I was wrong. You wanna add in your blueberries to your flour mixture now, and then we're going to very gently fold in our milk, our heavy cream egg mixture. And we're gonna have to be gentle so that we don't break these blueberries up. And that is exactly what went wrong on my last batch. So don't do that. They're still gonna taste amazing. It's just I squished some blueberries. It wasn't pretty. And that's why I thought, you know what, we're just gonna start over. All right, I'm gonna pour this in. And this doesn't have to be mixed a ton. We don't wanna overmix anyway. We're going to be also gently mixing it a slight bit more, kneading it a tiny bit when we pour it out onto our lightly floured surface. Oh yes, this is going much better this time. Just very gently mix this in. So much better. Who would have thought? Now I know, and now you know. But that's how we learn, right? We gotta mess up a couple times and then we get it right. Just want to mix it enough to make sure your flour is mixed in. Sometimes a little bit of flour is kind of on the bottom. You want to just get all of that mixed in. Almost there. Right, looks really good. I'm gonna grab a little flour to lightly dust my surface. I am using a pastry mat. The great thing about this is we're gonna be wanting to make this into an 8-inch circle, and my pastry mat has that already on here, so I'll know exactly how much I need to spread it out, where to end my circle. So kind of handy. So if you have a pastry mat, that does make it easier, and if you don't, that's okay. And it's nice and thick, and you want it to be nice and thick. And we're not wanting to knead this very much, just a little bit, because we want to make sure that we don't overmix it so that it stays nice and flaky. Just gonna mix this, knead this a little bit more together. Very gently, again, with those blueberries, we want to be gentle. If it's sticking to your hands, just put a light dusting of flour on your hands. That helps a little bit. You can add a little more. Mine's sticking quite a bit, which it is going to be sticky. Now I'm going to press it out into my 8-inch circle. Just try to make it nice and even. I'm going to wash my hands off. Then we're going to be slicing this into 8 pieces. I'm going to use a plastic bench scraper for mine because we've already accidentally cut into our pastry mat. I need to get a new one. It's got some holes in it. So this won't cut through. So again, we're cutting this into 8 pieces, and then we're going to be putting it on our parchment lined baking sheet, sticking it in the freezer for 20 minutes. And then we'll be baking it at 400 degrees for 20 to 25 minutes. Then after these are done, I'm also going to be putting a lemon glaze on mine. We're also going to be dusting a little bit of sugar over the tops of these before we bake them. But I will show you that after we get through the part, after I take them out of the freezer. So I'm going to get mine transferred onto my baking sheet here. All right, I'm ready to pop this in the freezer for 20 minutes. Okay, it's been 20 minutes. Next, what I'm gonna do before I put these in the oven, again, you want your oven preheating to 400 degrees. Mine is almost there. So in the meantime, we wanna brush the tops of these with more of your heavy cream and then sprinkle with sugar. So let's get that done real quick. Then again, we'll be popping these in the oven for 20 to 25 minutes until the tops are golden brown. I will say on the chocolate chip ones I made recently, the bottoms of mine got a little more done than I would like, so I'm gonna keep a close eye on these. They still tasted amazing, but I just don't want the bottoms to get overdone this time. So I'm thinking probably more in that 20-minute range, but we'll see. Sprinkle on our sugar. And you can skip the sugar dusting if you want to, but I think that'll give it a nice little extra sweetness. I've also gone ahead and mixed up my lemon glaze. Obviously that won't go on for a while, but I mixed together a half a cup of powdered sugar, and I just added in some lemon juice until I got it to the consistency I wanted. So a tablespoon or more, depending on if you want a thicker or thinner consistency. All right. I'll be popping these in the oven, and then we'll be giving them a taste here in about 20-25 minutes. All right, they're all done. They look so good. I can't wait to taste one. I baked mine for 23 minutes. They look so good. Gonna just put them on this foil here. Then I'm going to put a little bit of my lemon glaze on there, and then do a little taste test. But they look delicious. And the bottoms are perfect. Like I said, on my chocolate chip ones, I got my bottoms a little overdone, so you do want to keep an eye on them to keep that from happening. Scooch these over here. Let's just get a little glaze on here. Again, this was half a cup of powdered sugar with, a tablespoon or a little more of lemon juice. Just gonna drizzle this on. Oh, looks so good. All right, now we got a taste. Delicious, delicious, flaky, just a nice hint of lemon. Really, really good. Give these blueberry lemon scones a try. You will love them. Thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to hit that like button if you're enjoying our videos and subscribe.